All right, shalom, shalom to the elect of the nation of Israel. We're going to start off this lesson by giving all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Ruach All right, and give honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well and have taught us this word in truth and sincerity. And peace and mercy to the elect that's sincerely pushing this word in truth and sincerity, starting with the 144,000 across the four corners of the earth. And the rest of you elect, peace and mercy to you and your household. So this, in today's class, man, it's going to be another edition of News and Prophecy. All right, as we go into events, world events that are taking place and link them to prophecy, which is in the scriptures. Just bear with me one moment here. Something's going on here. Satan's trying to fuck with my shit. I don't know why this is happening now. Wow.
Well, the feed's acting up, eh?
Yeah. Here, I'm gonna reload this, so I might freeze for a second.
All right.
Okay.
So, yeah, Bashim Shabraktan.
Okay, so let's try this again. Click on here.
You're using the Wi-Fi, or is it hooked up by the cable?
It's no, I'm on the Wi-Fi, but let me try to I'm gonna have to reload one more time.
Because it's on the laptop. Oh shit! This is the laptop he's using.
Okay.
What happened? The video was not playing?
No, I'm trying to share my screen so that I can play the videos, but every time I do that, this thing, it won't let me do it. Satan's really trying to fuck with my shit, man. It never happens. I actually don't get it. Come on.
Wait a sec. What internet do you have?
It's not the internet. It's StreamYard. Like, it's usually when I share the screen, it says, like, it gives me an option to say okay, and now it's not telling me to do it. It's not giving me no option, so I don't. It's stupid, man. Here, I'm gonna try it.
Yeah, end of the day, if you can hear it, then you know.
Yeah, but it's not even giving me the option to do the audio. Let me just try this one more time.
Might have to reset the whole fucking thing.
Yeah.
Because sometimes if the computer isn't reset, we got to reset the computer sometime.
Shit.
Okay. Now, just give me 1 second here. Two.
It's on your computer, Rock?
Yeah.
Your computer been on the whole day or no?
No, I turn it off.
Okay. So yeah, sometimes it bugs.
Yeah. So try this. Let's see if this works. Okay. Share screen. Yep. And let's go. Oh my God. All right. Well.
Yeah, just Satan, man.
Yeah, I know, man.
Satan.
Like, never happens.
Technical
One more time.
difficulties, brothers.
Yeah, bear with us. One more time. One more time.
this works, because I don't know what the hell is going on.
Okay, so this like this. Video pause, share screen. Kahala y'all Bashim y'all shy. I did a quick prayer too just before this one.
Yeah.
It works.
What was the difference?
So I just pressed enter.
Oh,
I
okay.
didn't see the like okay. I just pressed enter and it went. So
Oh, it wasn't showing up. Oh,
yeah, it wasn't showing up. So beautiful. All right,
Satan.
let's make. I know. Making me agitated. Anyways, let's. I want to get this open up with this preset because, like I said, man, we go into events within the world, world events, and we link them to prophecy, which is in the scripture, and that's why the scripture say this, and that's why you can't compare the Bible to any other book, right?
Yeah, it's Isaiah.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for right now.
Isaiah
34. Yeah. So let's open up with this Isaiah 34 and 16. So Isaiah 34 and 16, and it reads, "Seek ye out of the book of the Lord Yahweh and read. No one of these shall fail." And that's talking about the prophecies that are written in this book. When you go into other books, man, there's no other books that have prophecies, and some that do, the prophecies aren't correct. Okay, I think the Bible still is the number one selling book.
That's right.
To this date. So none shall want her mate. Right, so you can't compare this book with any other book. For my mouth it hath commanded, and his spirit it hath gathered them. Yeah. So this is guided by the Holy Spirit, man. So now going into the lesson, the title of the lesson, prepare to lose and polycrises, or prepare to lose to gain and polycrises. So I got two clips. First one I'm going to get from Rumble concerning that bill that's been introduced, hasn't been passed yet, but I forgot what it's called, C-63, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And it says Trudeau orders military to round up conspiracy theorists in reduction camps. Okay, so I'm just going to play it.
Prime Minister Justin Trudeau has ordered the Canadian military to track and trace so-called conspiracy theorists who disapprove of his WF-inspired agenda as the global elite war against dissenters goes into overdrive. According to Canadian sources, military personnel and police officers are going door-to-door in select provinces, performing so-called wellness checks on behalf of the Trudeau regime. However, in reality, these wellness checks are nothing more than the Trudeau regime's latest ruse to punish those who oppose the globalist agenda and exclude them from society. Trudeau has already exposed his authoritarian nature, issuing gun confiscation orders, freezing protesters' bank accounts, and issuing threats about crushing the Freedom Convoy with tanks. But if you think the panicked Trudeau government let the authoritarian WF agenda influence government policy, you haven't seen anything yet. Before we dive in, subscribe to the People's Voice Rumble channel if you haven't already, join the People's Voice Locals community to join our community of truth seekers and support the channel, and check out the brand new free speech forum on community.thepeoplesvoice.tv. Like a Hammy drama teacher, over enthusiastically throwing himself into a school production role, WF Young Global Leader Justin Trudeau has embraced Klaus Schwab's dystopian agenda more fully than any other world leader. Schwab declared war on so-called conspiracy theorists during the so-called COVID pandemic, and Justin Trudeau was quick to follow suit, clumsily railing against critical thinkers in Canadian society who could see through his lies. According to Trudeau, conspiracy theorists are to blame for all the ills of modern society, including the fact that nobody trusts the mainstream media anymore.
There is out there a deliberate undermining of mainstream media. There are the conspiracy theorists, there are the social media drivers who are trying to do everything they can to keep people in their little filter bubble.
And these are blanket terms that encompass anybody that's speaking, I guess, against their NWO, but it really is stressed with the elect or the true teachers. And it's going to get worse than this because this is just the beginning of the demonization. okay, that we're going to face as prophets. And you're going to find a lot of Israel, a lot of prophets, okay, that claim to be prophets of the Lord. All right, they're going to be snuffed out when it comes to, you know, the climax of the demonization, all right, that the Israelites are going to go through, all right, that the prophets are going to go through. A lot of them are going to take the bag if they already haven't taken it. A lot of them are going to sell other prophets out just to, you know, get a better position, you know, and so on and so forth, man. So it's going to be a lot of betrayal, a lot of evil. But again, these are things that were told to us via the scriptures.
Shalom.
Yeah,
So,
Shalom.
okay, so, yep.
To prevent people from actually agreeing on a common set of facts, the way, you know, the CBC and CTV, when they were our only sources of news, you know, used to project across the country, at least common understanding of things.
The Trudeau regime has now introduced an Orwellian law called the Online Harms Bill C-63, which will give police the power to retroactively search the internet for hate speech violations and arrest offenders, even if the alleged offence occurred before the law existed. The real shocker in this bill is the alarming retroactive aspect. Essentially, under this law, whatever you've seen in the past can now be weaponized against you by today's extreme woke standards. Historian Dr. Muriel Blade has weighed in on this draconian law, labeling it outright mad, and pointing out that even Orwell's thought police didn't go as far.
And this is why it's important to stick to the truth, to stick to the scriptures, man, and not to speak out of your own belly, right? And not to speak with haste, because when they go back and they pull up clips and whatnot, you know, Apostle Dahar said that the truth is on our side at the end of the day. And that's true. So we just got to stick to the scriptures and speak the truth, right? And everything's going to be okay at the end of the day.
Yeah, the scripture says in Sirach 4, strive for the truth unto death, and
Right.
the Lord shall fight for thee. Right?
One has to wonder, with this new bill on the table, shouldn't Justin Trudeau be facing fines or perhaps even jail time for his numerous historical blackface performances? But in all seriousness, this is bone-chilling, dystopian stuff coming out of Canada. And don't think it can happen here in the US and the rest of the Western world, because that's exactly what the globalists are planning.
Dans ce nouveau moment de vie, on doit penser. Et il faut s'habituer, il faut conforter à ce,
Klaus says jump, the mayor
comment dirais-je,
says how high? And they're already making the case for total government surveillance as we speak. As Benjamin Franklin said, those who would give up essential liberty to purchase a little temporary safety deserve neither liberty nor safety. Coming up next, we've got footage of Trudeau sending military and law enforcement officers door to door for about so-called conspiracy theorists and dissenters who oppose the globalist agenda. Benjamin Franklin would be rolling in his grave.
Skip up
The
ahead.
globalists are trying to make us all poorer and using fines of up to 70,000group.com/TPP. Trudeau is attempting to suppress dissent against the establishment by introducing fines of up to $70,000 per offence and life in prison for what the government deem online hate speech. Fact checkers and liberals south of the border have dismissed claims that the Trudeau regime is moving into full-scale dictatorial mode and the freedom of Canadians is now on a knife edge. According to the liberal media, the Trudeau regime would have to mobilise the military and law enforcement to monitor every Canadian household for hate speech, which is a step they would never take, right? Oh. Truth Seeker 01011 and Tyrant Patrol report any disturbing events in Canada.
Did you guys hear that?
And she kind of just goes into what we did a lesson on a couple of weeks ago about them going door to door, right?
Hey, let me just bring this real quick.
Yeah,
You
okay,
don't have to get it. This is Sirach 4:28 in the Apocrypha in the GNT, and it says, "Stand up for what is right, even if it costs you your life.
Mm.
The Lord Yahweh power will be fighting on your side."
Mm.
You know, and as we do know, starting with the apostles on down, we've been warned that this can ultimately cost you your life, your so-called life, which isn't really a life. We're not living. We're just taxed and enslaved to hell. All right. You need a license to damn near breathe in this place. You know, you're gonna have to give that up, man. Potentially, right?
Yep. Yeah, beautiful. I'm gonna bring out this precept here. This is Isaiah 29:20, because ultimately this is what they're getting. This is what they're doing. It says, "For the terrible one is brought to naught, and the scorner is consumed." And right now, that's happening through the word. It hasn't physically happened yet. That's what we're waiting for, as that's a prophecy in itself. But this is happening through the truth, through these words going out. And all that watch for iniquity are cut off. It says that make, and this is the point, that make a man an offender for a word. And what word is that? It's the truth. This word, the truth doctrine of Yahweh Shem El Shai, and lay a snare, right? Because now it's this bill has been introduced. It's not passed yet, but it has what do they say? Retroactive, so they can go back years and bring it out. And they got deep fake too. The deep fake, they got, they can use that to make you look to make the prophets look like the big T word, whatever, having us say certain things that we didn't actually say. But this devil's a liar. That's what we know. He's a deceiver.
Well, they know they won't get us on what we say, they'll get us eventually what we say is the truth, but they want to catch us red-handed doing actions, and they'll falsify that.
That's right.
Right.
That's right.
Because actions speak louder than words. Because people won't. They'll be like, those guys are just preaching the word, so they weren't doing any wrong. But if they have a video showing, oh, this guy was beating up somebody, or he was robbing, or
Right.
doing some type of thing, and put the fake head there,
Right.
and then you weren't able to tell, right? By software editing, which they've had since the 80s.
Put the garment on there.
So they'll be like,
they showed you in that movie. Remember, you also Wag the Dog,
yeah,
right? And they
Yep.
showed you how they pretty much falsified a whole war, a mini war.
yeah.
I forgot which land that was in the movie.
It was Bosnia, I think.
Bosnia,
It was
yeah, one of those ones. Right? But now they got AI with 6G.
Yep. Yep. And it says, and lay a snare for him that reproveth in the gate. And that's us on the highways and byways, man. Starting with the true teachers through prophets, and then, as well as these false prophets, they're going to get caught up as well.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And that shows you that they don't understand what they're involved in until it's too late. And turn aside the just for a thing of not. And you brothers just went into that, man. Right? They're gonna turn us aside, throw us into camps, put us into jail, put fines of $70,000 on you for things that are not. Right? Because this man is a deceiver. So it says, therefore, thus saith the Lord Yahweh. Well, that's it. That's the point on that.
I got a precept, brother.
Go ahead, Al.
I can bring this out. This is Job 5 and verse 20. 19. Job 5 and 19. And it says, he shall deliver thee in 6 troubles. Yea, in 7 there shall no evil touch thee. Right? And that goes into the 7 trumps. The 7th being the missiles. Verse 20. In famine he shall redeem thee from death. We're about to head into a time of famine. Right? You're not going to be able to drive up to McDonald's, or go to a food bank, damn near find a squirrel to eat, because it's gonna be rough, man. Right? It says, and in war from the power of the sword, you're gonna have all kinds of wars. You're gonna have civil war, race war, sedition, right? Civil unrest. And verse 21 is the point. It says, thou shalt be hid from the scourge of the tongue, neither shalt thou be afraid of destruction when it cometh. And then the NLT, it says, you will be safe from slander.
Ooh.
And have no fear when destruction comes. So, like Yoasif was saying, man, the Lord's going to be on our side, man. If we're going to keep the faith, keep His testimony, as Yahushua said in there's a Revelation 16. Blessed is he, or 17, 16. Yeah. Blessed is he that keepeth his garments, that he shall not be found naked.
Yeah. Yep, that's right, man. I'm gonna get this from the comment board. This is from GMS as it is written. Shalom Aki. How about you, Shabbat?
Kabarga.
Yeah, Kabarga. It's a good precept. Lamentations 4 and 18. They hunt our steps that we cannot go in our streets. And to do what? To go to prophesy. So there's going to be a time where we're not going to be out there prophesying because of how evil the time will get. And some of us will be in jail, some of us will be on the run, some of us will be in the wilderness, some of us will be in camps, so on and so forth. It says, and even you believers, even if you're not teachers, you believers as well. Okay, it says, our end is near, our days are fulfilled, for our end is come. And some of us are gonna die, but at the end of the day, as these things, as these prophecies play out, we're getting, all that means is we're getting closer and closer to the kingdom of heaven. And that's why I got to maintain our faith and stay spiritual, man. So I got another precept I wanted to bring out as well.
Okay.
If you brothers got precepts, let me know.
I got something.
Go ahead, Doc.
After. Okay, Micah. I was going to say Micah. Yeah.
Con. Which chapter?
Micah 2 and 10.
Con.
Let me see.
Go ahead, brother.
Okay,
Yeah.
it says,
Beautiful
"Arise
precept.
and depart, for this is not your rest, because
Mhm.
it is defiled. It shall destroy, yes, with utter destruction."
Yeah, that's right, man. So you got to prepare to lose, to gain. To the end of the day, this is not our rest. This kingdom,
I want to see if this
this
is in King James.
you got it in
No,
the King James or
that's
NLT?
not King James. That was
That
a
one was in
different
King
version.
James. Yeah, that's a different.
No, it's all right. It's basically the same thing, but it's just
Yeah.
different, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me get right here.
Con. Hey, Shalom, y'all watching that shot, the brother from Saskatchewan.
Hey,
Shalom.
Shalom.
He's not even in Saskatchewan right now. He's in Nunavut.
Yeah, it says.
You gotta put your name to none of it, brother.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
'Cause that's
GMS
that's a
Nunavut.
heavy spirit you're out there, man.
Con.
You know?
By himself. Yeah, man.
Con.
Let me get this again.
Mm-hmm.
This Micah 2 and 10. It
Okay.
says, "Arise he and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It shall destroy you, even with a sore destruction.
Mm.
If a man walking in the spirit and falsehood do." Well, that was just a point.
Yeah. Yeah, and this place is polluted. You're seeing it day and day. It's getting more polluted. Evil is increasing. Wickedness is increasing. Violence is increasing. You know, so you gotta
Yeah,
be
incontinency. You know,
incontinency.
that's that
Yep.
spirit incontinency.
Yeah.
You had that dude that was walking and he had his throat slashed.
Con.
You know, you have all kinds of spirits out here, man.
Yeah.
You know.
The sword fight that you posted. Fuck.
Oh yeah, that's from the brother in the chat.
Yeah. You know. So what does that mean for us believers? Starting with the teachers on now, we got to be locked in the spirit, right? And that's why the title says, "Prepare to lose to gain." Right? We got to lose. We got to know that we're going to lose so that we can gain, because we have to be purified. At the end of the day, with all this madness that's happening around us, we're looking to be purified. Okay, and at the end of it all, to be accepted of Yahweh Shemel Shai. That's a salvation.
Yep.
So I'm going to get this precept here, Amos 5, because concerning this act or this bill that they introduced, a lot of us are going to be targeted, man. We're going to be targeted. So Amos 5 and 10. I'm going to get this in the NLT, actually. Amos 5 and 10, and it reads, "How you hate honest judges, how you despise people who tell the truth." Okay? "You trample the poor, stealing their grain through taxes and unfair rent. Therefore, though you build beautiful stone houses, and this is obviously starts with Esau, Edom, but it also goes to our own people, man. 2/5 of our own people are doing the same thing to Israel. Okay? It says, you will never live in them." Right? Your 5-year plan, your 10-year plan, all this, that, and the third. You're building your house. The Most High is saying that you're not going to live in that house that you're building. Okay? It says, "Though you plant lush vineyards, you will never drink wine from them." Verse 12. And these are people who are not prepared to lose. They're not prepared in the spirit to lose. That's why a lot of these leaders that are wrongfully teaching their congregation, they have to answer to that, man. And they're gonna have a lot of blood on their hands, because once their congregation starts losing because they're believers, they're gonna bug out because they were never taught the truth. See, the true doctrine is what ultimately is going to prepare you in the spirit for what's coming down the pipe. It says, "Though you plant luscious vineyards, you will never drink wine from them. For I know the vast number of your sins and the depths of your rebellions. You oppress good people by taking bribes and deprive the poor of justice in the courts." Hey, don't be surprised. You pull up in court and it's somebody within the camp or somebody within GMS or somebody within another camp.
That's right. Taking that stand, man.
That's how serious this thing is, man. You got to be in the spirit. Okay? It says, verse 13. So those who are smart keep their mouth shut, for it is evil time.
Yeah.
Do
Yeah,
what
because that's
is
going to be, because you just mentioned it there. Like, we're doing all the talking now to give you the foresight and what's coming, because it's a prophecy, right? We're just saying everything before it happens. Then the judgment comes. We're not going to tell the judgment, oh, don't come no more. It's like you got to be on guard, man. So right now, this is dress rehearsal, right? To get the mind right and to prepare for battle, right?
That's right.
Because we're dealing with spiritual warfare, so we got to get our minds prepped, spiritually prepped, not like being
Bear Grylls prep. Remember that guy?
Oh yeah. G for T. I can't remember his name.
Yeah, you be like a bug out prepper, man. Right?
Yeah,
man. You're right. That's a good point, man. And that's a good example is Yahushua when he was brought to Pontius Pilate. He barely said anything, and when he and when he did speak, it was profound and it was in the spirit. He said, "What? You can't do anything unless it was given to you by my heavenly Father, man."
Right.
And the Lord said that. The Lord said, "Don't worry about what you should speak in those days." Right? Yahushua said that my Father will give you the spirit and the words to say what needs to be said.
That's right. Hey, just like at camp, man. A lot of times we don't have pen and paper. Like when you remember the first time we went out, Daniela, he had that paper and he would write down the scriptures we were going to get into. And then we kind of did that for a few weeks. But then you just say, fuck it, man. You just roll with the spirit.
That's right.
And then the spirit just brings it out. You know? It's not like, okay, now, brother Benjamin, it's your time to switch. You're going to speak and you have this list. And no, you just speak, you know?
Yeah, you roll with the spirit because the spirit is in control, really. Right?
That's right.
That's why I was talking at camp last week. I was telling the brothers at camp that before we used to write it down. Before when we came out on the highways, we used to have our books ready and have everything written down before we speak it. And now we just go with the spirit. The spirit's just everlasting, flowing, living water, just flowing right through.
Yeah, man. Yep. And it says here, do what is good, right? That's for us now. Do what is good now and run from evil so that you may live, right? Then the Lord Yahweh power of heaven's armies will be your helper, just as you have claimed. And we've claimed that, right? We prophesied and taught that, listen, you stay in the spirit, you maintain your faith, all right? Move in wisdom, which is the instructions, fear of the Lord. The Most High is going to have the backs of the elect, whoever they are. Yahweh rests that we're up that number.
Yep.
All right. Now I want to get one more, or before I get this last precept, I want to get something from the comment board here. Brothers got some good precepts. This is from GMS Ariala 144 Palal Shalamak. This is Revelation 2:10. Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold. So what does it mean by fear not? It means don't lose faith, even though you're suffering and you're going through these situations that we're going through, and the things that we're going to go through in the future, near future. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried. Right? Trudeau is saying what? Life in prison for certain things that you might say.
Yeah.
So some of us might be tossed into prison, and we're in there until Yahushua comes.
Yeah, that's the same way how John the Revelator, right?
Yeah.
He was in there in his old age.
Yeah.
Who knows how long he was up in there? So
that's right.
Right, and he was just on the island, an assault mine.
That's right. And it says, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days. It goes on to say, be thou faithful unto death.
That's right.
So in your mind, man, you have to be serious about this thing. You have to pray to the Heavenly Father daily, pray without ceasing, that He put the spirit on you to maintain faith in him unto death, because you don't know who's gonna die for this truth.
Yep.
Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life. That's right, man.
Yeah. Let me grab Mark 13:13 here. Hold on a second. Oh, shoot. No, it's another one. Just to yeah.
And that's a perfect example. The brother posted that precept, unto death you shall receive a crown of life. That's a perfect example of losing to gain. You see, you lose, and you know, Elder Urumia said it. This so-called life, because this is really not. We're not living, man. We're not really living. We're just, you know, we're kind of just existing, and we have the mercy of the Holy Spirit. You know, to
Yeah,
really
that's why it's like your brother. That's like your brother. That's why Yahushua said, "Love not your lives unto
death.
Love not your lives unto death, man."
Right.
You know.
Right. Yeah, man. 100%.
Yeah, you brothers always mention the about, well, the world is a stage, right? And it's an altar. America mainly, and the whole world is an altar before the Most High, and there has to be sacrifices made on it, man. Right? Worthy unto the Most High, and really the elect, you know, is going to be counted worthy. Right? Their sacrifices. They're not going to be in vain. Because obviously they strive for the masteries of the truth that Yahushua had told us to do.
That's right. That's right.
This is Mark 13 and 12. I'll start at. Now the brother shall betray the brother to death, and the father the son, and children shall rise up against their parents, and shall cause them to be put to death. And ye shall be hated of all men for my name's sake. And that name is Yahushua, right? Not Jesus, right? I don't even like calling on that name, man. But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. Right? So you got to endure and strive to the end, right? So it's running a race, as Paul said, and you got to, you know, keep pace.
Yep, that's right. Yeah, man. You gotta be locked into the spirit, man. Locked into the spirit. Now, before I get to the next clip, I'm gonna bring up this precept because with this whole bill that they're introducing, you know, of being able to go back however many years and months to see what you say, and they can demonize and they can choose whether it's anti, you know, Semitic and whatnot. This goes into
they're gonna use the AI to do that. Right? And because we make these videos on YouTube, it has a transcription for them to pull up every word and use that against us. But
that's right.
Really, it's in our favor if we're counted worthy unto Yahushua. That's the main thing, right?
That's right. That's right. And so I'm gonna get Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2, verse 12. Just to show, you know, in this chapter is so heavy because it gives you a deep insight on how these devils are thinking, man. Okay. So I'm gonna get this in the GNT, and that's why we got to be locked into the spirit, prepare to lose so you can gain. Because this is what these devils are coming down with. So, Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2, verse 12. Righteous people are nothing but a nuisance. So let's look for chances to get rid of them. They are against what we do. They accuse us for breaking the law of Moses and violating the traditions of our ancestors. They claim to know Yahweh, and they call themselves the Lord's children. They can't stand the sight of people like that. It's like we can't stand the sight of people like that. What they are contradicts our whole way of thinking, which shows you that they're the wicked.
Yeah.
They're the wicked, man. They are not like other people. They have strange ways. And that's why it says the wicked are estranged from the womb. The reason why they see our ways as strange is because they are estranged from the womb. From the womb. You were never set up to receive righteousness. So when you see righteous men preaching the word, you're looking at them like as enemies. Okay? So when you see these other Israelite camps saying that Esau is a so-called black man with red hair, that's bullshit. Those are liars and false prophets, man. Makes no sense. And then the Most High loves Esau as well. They're pushing that as well. Says they think that our moral standards are so corrupt that everything we do should be avoided. They boast of having Yahweh for their father and believe that when all is said and done, only the righteous will be happy. Yeah, we do preach that. And they're going to try to use that against us. But that's okay, because that's according to prophecy, and the truth is on our side. But we'll see if that's true. Let's see what will happen when it's time for them to die. And that's where you're going to have a lot of false prophets that are brought to this position. They're going to squeal like pigs. Okay? They're going to squeal like pigs, take the bag, right? And be there to really, and even within the ministry, you're going to have Israelites that are going to squeal like pigs, take the bag, and they're going to rat out other Israelites that were teaching the truth. If the righteous really are Yahweh's children, Yahweh will save them from their enemies. So let's put them to the test. Right? So we're going to be tested. And really, you got to be spiritual and you got to lock into the spirit, because is it Esau putting us to this test, or is the Most High putting us to the test? You see? To see if our faith is genuine. We'll be cruel to them and torment them. And then we have forefathers, right, that went through the same thing. The 7 holy children went through the same thing. Daniel's brethren, when they were thrown into the furnace, they went through the same thing. Daniel himself was put in the lion's den twice. You see? And that was the Most High who sent you those situations, man. That's why you got to be in the spirit and have faith and never cease with praying. Constantly pray in the times that we're in. Torment them. Then we'll find out how calm and reasonable they are. We'll find out just how much they can stand. We'll condemn them to a shameful death. And there's a scripture that says that talks about, roughly paraphrasing, because people think that they're doing the Most High service. They've killed the prophets, roughly paraphrasing. After all, they say that Yahweh will protect them. Okay? And it says that is how evil people think. That's how evil people think. But they are wrong. They are blinded by their own wickedness. Right? They have never known Yahweh's secrets, never hoped for the rewards of the holy and the blameless life. How can they if they're set up to be the wicked? The wicked.
Carnal mind is enmity with the Most High.
Yeah.
It says, when Yahweh created us, he did not intend for us to die. He made us like himself. It was the devil's jealousy that brought death into the world. And those who belong to the devil are the ones who will die. Exactly. Even if you take the bag, you're going to die, all right, by the missiles or by the chariots.
Mm-hmm. You won't die an honorable death.
That's right. That's right. Okay, so let's get this next clip I got here.
Let me grab something. It goes in hand in hand with what you're saying. I'll just read right through. It's Hebrews 12:6. For whom the Lord loveth. For whom the Lord loveth, he chasteneth and scourgeth every son whom he receiveth.
Yep.
If he endure chastening, which is his patience, right? Yahweh dealeth with you
as with sons. For what son is he whom the Father chasteneth not? But if he be without chastening, whereof all are partakers, then are ye bastards. No, bastards. No,
That means turning back on him.
yeah.
Well, that means you're not the elect.
Yeah,
If you're a
You're not loved.
bastard on
Yeah,
this side, you're not the elect.
Third, yep.
not beloved. Yeah,
You're not loved. True.
and
So the
not
beloved
son.
goes back slack it.
Yep.
The beloved goes back to who? The house of David.
That's right.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Yeah, that was it. That was it.
Come. Beautiful. All right, so let's get this next clip real quick. And this is concerning, what's going on.
So, hey there. Did you know?
Holy crisis. Over 700 tornadoes. And United States within the year. And so we're only halfway through the year. So the Most High is bringing out judgment. Let me just speed this up a little bit.
This is big breaking news. A state of emergency has been declared. The National Guard has been deployed, and mass looting is being reported, and the National Guard is being deployed to stop it. Right? This is going on in multiple different states around the country right now. And there's also states of emergency happening. People's homes are being destroyed. Entire neighborhoods are being destroyed, and we're also having extreme warnings issued right now tonight. Right? So we're gonna dive into all this news really quick. Please hit that like, hit that subscribe. I'm posting multiple videos a day, keeping you guys updated on this big urgent news. So you can see here the National Guard has been deployed in Nebraska to deal with the massive looting that is happening after these tornadoes that have destroyed neighborhoods outside of Omaha, right? This is happening in multiple different states. We also have this happening in Michigan as well. Police are arresting leaders and ramping up patrols. And we also have this happening in Oklahoma. Right? This is happening in multiple different states across the country. Mass looting is hitting these damaged tornado areas. And this is one of the scummiest things you can do. Right? This is one of the worst things that you can do to people when they are being affected by these tornadoes. All right. And currently, we actually have multiple tornado warnings active right now, just in case you're in these areas. We have multiple ones in Louisiana. Right? So you can see here, Manchac, there's a warning issued. Also, Port Vincent, they're issuing this warning. And there's also another warning for Port Vincent and Prairieville that was issued right before that. And they're warning of hail, tornadoes, all over this region. It's been storming like crazy. And been raining all day down here in the south. There's been a massive storm that's been coming through, and there were 14 consecutive days of tornadoes going from April 25th to May 10th. There were 15 days of consecutive tornadoes that happened over and over inside the U.S. So this is a major problem, and now the Nebraska National Guard is being deployed to deal with these leaders, right? And what's going on? Why are all these storms hitting, and why are all these tornadoes hitting all these parts of the country, even in Michigan? Right? They're arresting leaders in Portage, Michigan, that are stealing things because homes are being destroyed all the way up there, even from these tornadoes. Okay, this is all over the country right now. We're getting these threats, and it's not over. It's continuing, and you should be on high alert if you are in the South tonight, and especially Louisiana. They're issuing, I saw a dozen warnings. Those are just the most recent 3 that I saw. But I want you to listen to this video here really quick about what's happening in Nebraska, and then we will get into more details about Michigan and Oklahoma, because people are devastated. I'm gonna give you some stories of people that are what they're going through. This is ruining their entire life already. And then people are saying their documents are being stolen, their social security cards being stolen, all this stuff, and their power's out, right? Mass power outages, mass looting. This is a very dangerous situation, and a lot of people don't have anywhere to go. Listen to this report here really quick about what's happening outside of Omaha, Nebraska.
Sheriff Aaron Hansen, the people who have tried to exploit disaster areas are the lowest of the low.
Deputies are on patrol, and soon they'll get some help from the Nebraska National Guard. 6 News' Joe Harris shares the message Sheriff Hansen has for any trespassers.
You know what you're seeing here in these piles of rubble is people's lives.
Damaged homes clearly show where Friday's tornadoes hit. And Douglas County Sheriff Aaron Hansen says they're a magnet for thieves.
Just kicking people when they're down, it's wrong. Not only these people with impacted homes, but most of these contractors are small.
Friday's tornadoes hit. And Douglas County Sheriff Aaron Hansen says they're a magnet for thieves.
These homes destroyed. These are nice homes. This is a nice neighborhood, and the homes are being completely destroyed.
Kicking people when they're down, it's wrong. Not only these people.
Slacky, you say something?
No, I said them are blood clot wicked.
Yeah, but this is the Most High bringing judgment, man.
That's right.
You know, and look what, and this is a good example of what people do when evil times happen, right? When there's evil times, people resort to what? Looting, robbing you, violence and whatnot. And this is light. This is light compared to what's coming down the pipe. But it's a foreshadowing of what's coming down the pipe.
The Most High is jacking them up over there.
That's right.
Trust me.
That's right. That's right.
Let them forget.
Yep.
Impacted homes, but most of these contractors we're seeing, they're small business owners.
Even before the storms, areas like this one near 204th and Kansas Avenue already had contractors working on development. Now, Hansen says, even more are here to work on storm recovery, increasing the number of potential targets for thieves to get tools and high-value equipment.
We're going to need to really be on our game to make sure that the criminal element does not come down here and victimize.
There's insane flooding.
When you skip ahead, he's about to bring out how many tornadoes have happened within the year. Now, we're only 6 months. We're not even 6 months into the year. We're 5 months into the year. And I think it's about 600 tornadoes have plagued Babylon the Great within the first 5 months. Most are getting busy.
Every single night. Every night they're warning. All the way down south, all the way north. These tornadoes are ripping through the country, right? And these storms, there's insane flooding going on as well. There's lots of flooding in Texas right now. In Houston, a lot of dams are breaching and overflowing. Okay, there's a lot of stuff going on, and there could be.
Oh, and another boat just hit a bridge in Texas. There's one small town, and there's a whole bunch of oil spill within the lake. Yeah, not a coincidence, man.
Potential manipulations happening as well. What's happening? Why are all these severe events happening at such a increased rate? Right, they're breaking the record too. Most amount of tornadoes ever. Right, I just covered that a couple of days ago. I can't remember the number, but I think it was like 599, or maybe it was like 600, almost 700 actually, tornadoes this year. And there's normally only like 500. I think that's what it was. There's normally around 500, and we've had almost 700 just this year. All right, so the frequency is increased by a lot. Right, that's a 30%, 40% increase right there.
Right. So I want to get this precept real quick, because the Most High is gonna, hence the word polycrisis, right? You're gonna have, because I was gonna bring another clip about the financial dollar, but I didn't want to make this lesson too long. But if you're keeping up with prophecy, you already know the dollar is crashing. So a lot of shit happening. It's crashing. You got the H1N1 being put out, bird flu. You got all these different things that are basically rising up, and the Most High is bringing these things, and this is what you call polycrises, man. So what are we to do? We're gonna lose things, man. You got to be in the spirit. You got to be in the spirit, man. No, no flim flam, no gimmicks in your faith. That's just going to end up getting you killed, right? And it's going to be a shameful death, because the death of the elect is not going to be shameful, but the death of 2/3 will be shameful, and that's why they're going to mourn in the kingdom of heaven a little bit. But I want to get this, because 1 Corinthians 7:29. This is a mentality we should have. I'm gonna get this in the NLT. As we get closer and closer to Jacob's trouble, the climax of Jacob's trouble, we got to have this mentality within our minds. This is 1 Corinthians 7:29, and it reads, "But let me say this, dear brothers and sisters, the time that remains is very short." And that time really is a grace period. Our grace period is shutting up. Mm-hmm. So from now on, those with wives should not focus only on their marriage. Those who weep or who rejoice or who buy things should not be absorbed by their weeping or their joy or their possessions. Mm-hmm. Ultimately, you got to be in the spirit. Those who use the things of the world should not become attached to them. For this world, as we know it, will soon pass away. Right, and that's basically what's happening, man. The financial system, the lifestyle, everything's gonna pass away, because we're gonna get into an evil time, Jacob's trouble, man. And we'll come after. Yeah, go ahead. I
was just going to say, 2 Ezra 14 says, "Let go from the mortal thoughts," right? And put away that weak nature. Put off that weak nature, man.
That's right.
For yet greater evils, man. They're going to come. So, yeah. It's not like brothers aren't going through hell. Brothers are losing things and going through hell, going through stresses, but that's so minuscule, that's so small in comparison with what's coming.
That's right.
You know, because what's coming is something that's never been displayed on earth. You know?
Whew. That's right. That's right, man. Yeah, man. So I'm gonna get this precept here.
especially on a grand scale. So it's not being just one place, because you got Israelites scattered throughout the whole earth. So you know how much greater that's gonna be, right? How greater Shai's miracles are gonna be, and all of that.
And it's just like us brothers, right? We're all in our 30s or 40s now, and we can remember a time when you didn't have everything connected. You would have to speak to people. You'd have to call someone's house phone. You know, you know what I mean. But even us, we're so used to all these amenities and this technology that once the plug pulls, you're gonna have to get used to that condition of, you're just out there, bro. You're just in the field. You know.
Right. Yeah, and that's why. And the only way you're gonna be able to adapt, because you did a lesson about water, you know, being water. You got, you know, if you put water in a pot, it adapts to it. You know what I mean? So you got to be adaptable in the spirit, because we're moving forward. So if you're not in the spirit, you know, you're going to be offended by the situation you're in, and that's going to cause you to lose your faith. You got to be adaptable in the spirit, which comes with the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, right? Which is what flowing waters. Moving in the spirit, knowing what the Most High's will is at the end of the day. So 2nd Esdras 15:1, I'm going to read down to 19. So brothers, you know, when you got something to say, let me know and just stop me. First, it says, verse 1, the Lord says, proclaim to my people the prophecy, the prophetic messages that I will give you, and then have them written down, because they are true and will be fulfilled. Do not be afraid of those who plot against you, or be disturbed by their unbelief. All unbelievers will die because of their unbelief, and that's what we're not worried about 2/3, man. You know?
And that's why we're outside week in and week out. We can to show them that they're gonna die in their unbelief, man. We're only out there for the 1/3 and the elect.
That's right. That's right. The Lord says, I am going to bring terrible disasters on the whole world, war and famine, death and destruction. So if you have leaders who are not warning you of these things, they're not sent from the Lord on the right-hand side. Okay, they're sent from the Lord on the left-hand side, demons. Okay, devils, which means deceivers. Because wickedness has spread everywhere and evil has reached its limit. Therefore, and we're not even at that point yet. This is still a prophecy. Therefore, the Lord Yahweh says, I will no longer remain silent about the wickedness of these godless people. I will no longer tolerate it. They have murdered innocent people, and the blood they have spilled cries out to me for revenge. The souls, and we have men that have died in this truth. Sincere men of the elect that we believe have died in this truth. And guess what their soul is doing? Just like Abel, they're complaining to the Heavenly Father, okay, for revenge. The souls of the righteous are constantly pleading for vengeance. And we're doing that in the spirit, crying out loud, spare not, lift up that voice with a trumpet, right? Let there be no doubt, says the Lord Yahweh, I will hear the plea of all the innocent people who have been murdered, and I will take vengeance for what has been done to them. My people are being led to the slaughter like a flock of sheep, right? Because they have a horrible shepherd. Okay, the majority of the sheep of Israel have a horrible shepherd, and they're being led to the slaughter. Okay, they will no longer have to live in Egypt I will use all my strength and power to bring them out of the land, which is the spiritual Egypt, which is America, Babylon the Great, spiritually. I will bring disasters upon the Egyptians, as I did earlier. 600 tornadoes in the first 5 months of the year. Come on. And I will destroy their country. The whole land will be in mourning. It will be shaken to its foundations when I, the Lord Yahweh Shai, strike it and pound it.
Damn.
The farmers will mourn because their seed will fail to sprout. Their trees will be destroyed by blight, hail, and terrible storms. And that's what we just finished watching. A tornado is a storm. Okay, the Most High is going to bring more stuff. The world and the people in it are doomed. The war that will bring their destruction is very near. It says it's very near. Nations will arm themselves and fight against other nations. Okay? And that's why you have a mass amount of looting in those areas that were hit by tornadoes, as that guy was bringing out. Because those areas, the tornadoes that hit, those houses are, basically brought to rubbish, but everything's being looted. Okay, so it says there will be great political turmoil with one group trying to overpower another and gain control while ignoring the legitimate government. And that's going to come, that's civil unrest. Okay, civil unrest, and that's brewing. Oh, Salaka here. It says there will no longer be free access to the cities. Those are your lockdowns. Okay, your lockdowns. Where all these different what do you got? The bird flu, H1N1's coming out. There's other different certain things that are coming out. Which either all these plagues, these illnesses are coming out of a lab. But the Most High, okay, and his son Yahweh Shem Shai have permitted these devils to do so because it's according to prophecy.
Yeah, that H1N1 business is. When I was in the park, I went over by Professor's Lake, where he prophesied a couple years back.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, I walked through there the other day, beginning of this month. And then I seen they had the sign and shit. I'm like, what the fuck?
Wow.
Yeah, they have it over there.
The sign for what? Bird flu?
Oh yeah.
Oh shit.
Yep. I should have took a picture of it and sent it to the chat. I was just like, oh wow, what? And then I seen a dead bird on the ground. I'm like, what the hell's going on over here? It's like, yeah. So.
Done. Verse 19 or verse 18. Because the struggle for power will bring destruction, terror, and total confusion wherever people live. Okay? Driven by famine and terrible suffering, people will assault their neighbors. That's why you see a mass amount of looting.
Yep.
And then
You can. Yep. And it's not we're just making up stuff. You got people with the door cam, and it shows you. You can watch a compilation of that shit.
Yep.
Like endless amounts. I get a lot of notifications for those.
Yeah, and it goes back to that word in that you brought out, Elder. Incontinency. How do you say it again?
Incontinency.
Right.
Yeah.
So the more evil,
which that's like a term it's like a medical term for old people when they piss themselves, right? They can't literally control themselves, but it also means in a human nature where a person just there's a lot of bugged out people, man. There's a lot of people out here. They have fantasies, they have imaginations, and the only thing that's really stopping them is so-called civil order. And still, sometimes people bug out and they slip up, But there's a lot of people walking around with vile thoughts, man. And when that line of civil order drops, You know, you're not going to be held accountable for your actions. People are just going to lose it, like in Batman when they let the people out in the first one, all those crazy people.
Yeah, the drug.
Yeah,
they had the drugs is in the water, right? And then they turned it into steam, and then everybody was affected, and then the real nature of everybody came out.
Wow. This goes to show you, man. The more evil the more evil the more evil the times become, you know, the more lack of control people are gonna have. Because, like the elder said, man, they a lot of people have wicked and evil thoughts in their mind, man.
Yeah.
You know, but they're held back by so-called civil order. You know.
Yeah. Because you got a lot of men out there that have been,
That's fucked up.
Their woman did them wrong, and they're like, you know, society teaching them to trouble their woman because of blah blah blah. Some of them had to go through time, heavy time, and then some child support, and the child's not theirs, and then you know they're still paying for it and all this other nonsense.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And then some of them, their woman called the police on them, and then they get deported, and they didn't do anything. All these crazy stuff.
Con. Yep. Not to mention these guys they're not gonna be able to take their drugs that kept them at bay.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, some of these people lose it. They lose it when they can't find their cigarette.
Yeah,
their cigarette go. I need to find my cigarette.
Yeah.
Well, Tim Hortons.
Right? You see these you see these people losing it with the road rage.
Yeah.
You know how you brothers drive. You see how people drive.
Yeah.
People all fucking bugged out.
Yeah, man.
You know.
Yeah, man.
All right.
When people can't get their coffee, oh man.
Yeah, and these are little things, man. So imagine when people can't get when they go into their bank account and it's completely wiped out, like what's going on in Cuba.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, imagine when people got nothing to lose.
All right.
George Celente, right? He said, when people have nothing to lose, they lose it.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. And he said that once the money stops flowing, the blood starts flowing.
Yeah, once the money stops flowing into the streets, or onto the streets, the blood starts flowing in the streets, right? And the money's tight right now. And it's about to be that currency that they rule with admiralty law. It's about to be cut off, man. You know.
It'd be crazy out here, man. So verse 18, because the struggle for power will bring destruction, terror, and total confusion wherever people live. Driven by famine and terrible suffering, people will assault their neighbors and mercilessly plunder their possessions. And that's what we saw, you know, with these tornadoes. You got people, that was a I guess, how do you say it? There was a climate and, you know, catastrophe, you know, tornadoes and whatnot, and people, based upon that, people were plundering each other, looting each other. What happens when there's no law? Anarchy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Anything goes.
Yeah.
A lot of things happened during the Katrina. Remember the Katrina thing?
Yeah.
Right, a lot of things happened then too. A lot of Jakes got killed. Eastside didn't let them in their neighborhood.
Yeah.
Right.
A lot of Jake babies got chipped as well from FEMA.
Yeah, they did.
Around. Yeah.
Yeah, they did. That's it for me, man. That's it. Our brothers got any last and precepts or statements you want to bring out?
I got. This is Baruch chapter 4, verse 30. Take a good heart, O Jerusalem, for he that give thee that name will comfort thee. Miserable are they that afflicted thee and rejoiced at thy fall. Miserable are the cities which thy children served. Miserable is she that receiveth thy sons. This is mainly here, America, and other places. Because we're here to serve slavery. For as she rejoiced at thy ruin and was glad at thy fall, so shall she be grieved for her own desolation. For I will take away the rejoicing of the great multitude, and her pride shall be turned into mourning. For fire shall come upon her from the everlasting, long to endure, and she shall be inhabited of devils for a great time. Which is mainly here America, man. It's gonna have its it's gonna get thrust through with the ICBM missiles for its final judgment, for its curtain call, right?
Yep. And the Holy Land too.
Yeah,
So-called
for being
right
a
now.
whore, and then our Holy Land that has been polluted, but that's all right. It's just a part of the Yahweh's plan.
That's right.
Because it has to be renewed. The earth has to be renewed, and it has to be flattened out.
That's right.
Let me see what's else here. Let me just finish this off here. Verse 36, O Jerusalem, look about thee toward the east, and behold the joy that cometh unto thee from Yahweh. Lo, thy sons come, whom thou sentest away. They come gathered together from the east to the west by the word of the Holy One, receiving the glory of Yahweh. Bahashem Yahushua.
That's the elect.
Yeah, man. East to the west, man. You got brothers Australia, you know, Holland, UK, brothers in Peru, you know, all across America, Canada here, you know, and we didn't have to go to those literal places, man. That was all through what the brother just read, the word.
That's right.
You know, the word gathered us.
That's right, man.
Yeah, we didn't have to take a 747 to, you know,
That's
just to meet brothers like back in the day, because of the word. It said about the line that's drawn out in Psalms and in Job 39.
So I was thinking of the feed horn.
Yep, the feed horn. All right, which is
this is a feed right now. This is a feed. This is this is called a live feed.
Right.
Right, a video stream. We're streaming the rivers of living water.
That's right. That's right, man. Hence the horn being the satellite.
That's right.
Yep. Beautiful, man. And brothers, got any other lasting precepts or statements you want to bring up?
Yeah, I got one.
Benny.
Romans 13 and 11. And that knowing the time, that now it is high time to wake out of sleep. For now is our salvation nearer than when we believe.
That's right.
Yeah. God, straight to the point, man. Wake up out of sleep, man, which means as well for the believers, you know, unleaven all that leaven. Any leaven in your spirit, man, unleaven it.
Purge it out.
Yeah, man. Beautiful, man. Beautiful. All right, so you know that's the lesson, man. That's the class. Lord, this is edifying to the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel. You know, we're gonna close by giving all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushua, Bashem, Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of the great millstone, as well as the bishops that rule well and have taught us this word in truth and sincerity, and peace and mercy to the elect, starting with 144,000 that's pushing this word in truth and sincerity across the four corners of the earth. And the rest of you elect that sincerely believe, peace and mercy to you and your household. All right, a ball, and Kwame Shalom to the elect.
Kwame Shalom.
Shalom.
Yeah, I gotta go. My phone's blown up.